SimCity is fun, SimCity is engaging, and SimCity is broken.
We'll examine how to deal with disasters.
The ridiculous online connection problems that have plagued the game are the most obvious examples of such brokenness, but there are plenty of others. Many of these flaws can and probably will be fixed, but right now, SimCity the game is hobbled by SimCity the service.
SimCity. Billions of people, millions of ways to play.
It didn't have to be this way. SimCity requires you to always be online to play. If you can't connect, you can't play, period. But it still allows you to have a fully single-player experience in a closed region of your own creation. Since the game's release, connecting has been unreliable. You may not be able to log in at all, or the server might be full. In that case, you don't enter a queue, but initiate a 20-minute countdown. Should the server be full when the countdown is finished, the countdown and the wait begin again. The reason for this always online structure is that SimCity is meant to be a social experience. You share an entire region with others, or at least other cities you yourself manage. Up to 16 players perform their mayoral duties in one geographical expanse. No city is meant to be all things at once, and the smaller size of your plot limits you regardless. You can specialize in tourism, mining, drilling, and so forth. You must make choices, because your city is not going to be a sprawling, self-contained urban center. The limited space is disappointing, but when you play with friends, the interplay between cities in a single region can be rewarding. You work out arrangements, sending sewage and trash to your buddy's industrial town. He's getting all the taxes from industry, and you can get all the tourists and shoppers. You set up schools and universities, and he sends fire trucks and ambulances your way. You can manage multiple cities if you want, but take on too many and you get spread too thin. For better and for worse, SimCity doesn't want you tinkering on your own. On a fundamental level, SimCity has that just one more hour magic. You drag roads and create residential, commercial, and industrial zones. SimCity allows you to create curvy roads, which aren't always the most efficient use of space, but at least look nice and natural. Soon you must focus on other concerns: electricity, water, garbage, sewage, and so forth. The complexities then mount. Education, land value, and other concerns create a push and pull, with you balancing your populace's needs while trying to keep your finances under control. Most core structures can be evolved in a number of ways, like adding purifiers to water pumps. Other upgrades require you to perform other tasks first. For instance, you can't add advanced arrays to your solar power stations unless you research them at a university. There's immense joy in watching a bustling city form and messing with the little details. Click on an upper-class apartment building and you hear a string quartet playing. You can follow your citizens around and see what they're up to, which inspires you to do right by these little computer people. But your regional neighbors probably don't care about your citizens as much as you do. When strangers are involved, the potential to cause grief is high. If your neighbor is only making your crime and pollution problems worse, it's tempting to just abandon the city. Making everything work perfectly in this online environment requires cooperative planning, and that's not always going to happen. But that's hardly the game's only flaw. Renaming cities and even claiming abandoned ones doesn't always work as intended. Tutorials break. It's even possible for your city to not sync properly with the server, so any progress you make might not appear the next time you log in. You may not be able to re-enter your city and be given the option to abandon it or roll back to an earlier state, and that rollback option might not even work. Social features like friends lists sometimes don't function. You can't change private regions to public and vice versa, and structures might give you contradictory feedback. How does an almost great game lose its way like this? The bugs will probably be fixed, yet for now, Instead of inviting you to join its online community, SimCity pushes you away. When it works, the game proper is good, if not the pinnacle of the series. But SimCity doesn't work. Not yet, anyway. Before you spend money and time on it, you should wait to make sure it's been whipped into shape.
Complete and utter disaster.